This is the assignment walkthrough for the assignment titled Assignment Number 4, Ideation. So before completing this assignment, you want to make sure that you have completed the assignment number 2, Empathy, assignment number 3, Define, and watched all of the videos and done all the readings in the week 2 module before completing this assignment. This video here should be the last video for the week 2 module that you're watching. Okay, you want to make sure that you did the reading, the worst possible idea. That is going to be directly relevant to what it is that we're doing at this assignment. So if you haven't read that yet, go ahead and pause the video now and go and read that. It's a quick read, and then come back to the assignment. So what have we done so far in the course? We did empathy, which was stepping into the shoes of the real people, compassion and understanding, and getting on people's level who experience the problem. We collected insights, qualitative data, verbal, that is to say, feedback on what is the problem, right? So insights from real people. What did we do in the define is we synthesized those insights into one problem statement. Okay, one group of people who have the problem and one problem statement. Again, we got it on the same terms there. So what does define assignment number 2 leave us with? It leaves us with a testable, measurable hypothesis. That is to say, our problem statement. So now what we'll do is we're not doing tests yet, but we are going to be ideating on how that problem could be solved. Okay, and then we'll conduct tests on how it really feasibly could be solved. Okay, and then whether or not people would be willing to pay us for our solution. So it might be that you're already working in a business that are already on a business idea where it is you have the idea pretty well established, and potentially you have your solution pretty well established potentially. So the idea here though is going to be just the thought exercise. Okay, and here is the thought exercise. We're going to take that one problem statement and we're going to generate as many service-based solutions to that problem as we can, as many software-based solutions to that problem as we can, and finally, as many physical product-based solutions to that problem as we can. And then over the course of the next few weeks in this course, what we're going to do is we're going to be testing our service-based solution to that problem, and then we'll test our software-based solution to that problem, and then we'll test our physical product-based solution to that problem. For the full schedule, go ahead and check out the last page of the syllabus, okay, if you're curious on exactly what those dates look like, okay? So, first step in this assignment, based on your problem statement you developed in the define stage, generate 50 service-based ideas, 50 software-based software ideas, and 50 physical products, for a total of 150 distinct ideas, all aimed at solving the core problem that you identified in the define stage. This is assignment focused on divergent thinking, not feasibility yet, okay? Wild, unconventional, or bad ideas are very much welcome, okay? This is, normally when I do this in person, what we do is we do, oh no, I can't pull this over. I want to show you this really quick. We do something like this, where it's all on the board, and you can see if I zoom in what that looks like. So you can see how basically each group, they did their physical product, their service, and their software. And see how it's nice shorthand, not a whole lot of words, just like roughly what is that solution, okay? And you can, again, consider like the idea of shorthand, okay? So setting this back up here. So generate the first 30 ideas, 90 total, without the use of AI tools, okay? I'm going to encourage you to use AI tools, but let's try to get as many as we can as possible without the AI tools. And then when you go and you give your problem statement and you give what this assignment is asking for to the AI, then you're going to be able to be like, oh my God, that was an idea that I had, right? Because a lot of them will overlap, right? So you'll be surprised by like how on track you were or how different it is that you were thinking than the AI, okay? For example, maybe my problem is that snorkels tend to leak, and I came up with all these different ideas about how I could solve the problem that snorkels tend to leak, okay? And then the AI came up with many of the same solutions, right? Sometimes it is, though, that you end up having that diamond kind of in the rough, whereas maybe 50 of those ideas are terrible, but there's one that is, there's 49 are terrible, but one is excellent. One is potentially highly profitable, highly feasible, all those great things. Okay, so again, 50 service ideas, 50 software ideas, 50 physical product ideas. You do that in a slideshow or in a PDF document. I'm not really worried about necessarily the format as long as all these things are there. But what we want you to do, I'm about to remove that. In fact, I'll do it right in front of you. This idea should be developed through your own creativity and collaboration. You can collaborate with another person, so you see what I'm removing here. Feel welcome to collaborate with another person, but the idea is that this class used to be in groups, but particularly when we do online, we're not doing it in groups, so therefore your own creativity. Okay. Include a short note on who you brainstormed with each section. You don't have to do that. I'm going to remove that. Sorry, I thought I had got these earlier. Now this is where it is for sure. You may use generative AI for the final 20 ideas in each category. Optional, not required, but I do encourage you to use the AI tools just to better refine your ideas. Clearly mark the AI assisted ideas with an asterisk. What are their submission requirements? Title page, so your name. Oh man, sorry. Something must have happened because I thought I had removed these. Yeah, I definitely did. So something happened here. That's okay. Summer 2026. Okay. So one document, slides of PDF with title page, your name, problem statement, same one from the define stage. Okay, it can change if you decide to pivot, but probably not this week on account of probably you didn't pivot this week because the assignments were due together at the same time. But 3 idea sections. So the 50 physical product ideas, the 50 service problem-based ideas, and the 50 software ideas. Clearly number each idea so that we know like where you're at with like 50 and so forth, and mark the AI-generated ideas with an asterisk. Okay. Reflection. Gotta change one more thing here. What was the most challenging, and did any idea surprise you? Feel encouraged to ask dumb questions. You never know what might unlock a new direction. So again, this is to be wild, this is to be creative. One of the assignments we do in another class is like basically extra credit for the person who can come up with the most outlandish wild idea and then make it actually sound feasible. But that's not for this assignment. That's just that's for a different class. But okay. That's the idea. As always, if you have any questions whatsoever, feel welcome to reach out. I am here and happy to help. Okay. And I'm going to always do my best to keep these assignment video walkthroughs as quick as possible. So again, reach out, wings up, go Eagles. Have a great week. Bye.